Hey guys, it's Shemara London. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about One of Them Days. By the way, this episode has spoilers, so make sure you guys buy the film, rent it, and watch it at home now. You just landed on GIRLVRSE! Hey guys, welcome back to another special episode of Bonnet Diaries. We're going to be talking about a film that we watch and love called One of Them Days. We discuss our favourite scenes from the film. The hairdresser, he didn't finish off the hair, yeah. And left her walking around with half of her hair done. Yeah, it was crazy. How could he do my sis like that? The links to friendship and sisterhood.
We've been through very different scenarios, circumstances.
Like the times that we're living in now, we used to pretend that we lived in this time. Mental health plus bad days as a black woman.
As a black woman, there's always going to be certain labels that are going to be put onto you regardless of how you act.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So my first opinion on the whole film, SZA, we did not know you can act like that.
Yes, for real.
Wow,
she was
very entertaining. Like, it's like she should be doing this as like a second career job. Like, I genuinely feel like she was so good. Obviously Keke Palmer, she's a well-known actor. Everyone knows that. Like, she's really good. What did you guys think of it?
I think she was really good. And also, can I say, Uche, the landlord, he was actually so entertaining.
Yeah, he was.
He was not playing about his rent.
No, he literally was
right now, on time.
And I love the romance at the end between Keke Palmer and
the fireman guy.
Oh yeah.
So
to be fair, I always seen them like getting together. Like, you know, like when you can just tell two people they're gonna get together.
Like Choux, I wasn't sure like if SZA was gonna be a good actor, but literally when we got there, she just seemed like a natural. It was really good.
And also, Big Booty Bernice, she was also entertaining as well.
Big Booty Bernice.
That was Big Booty Bernice. When she was fighting Keke,
she was beating them up.
And SZA, she ended up sitting on their face. And yeah, I found that very
And also, let this be a lesson to not have a man like, what was his name? So Alyssa's man, which is aka SZA, like, please, what was that about? We do not need a man like that.
Stealing your rent money is crazy.
Nah, that
but
was
I feel like that
insane.
shows how many situations people have, like, where they're just like digmatized and they
Yes.
just allow men to do whatever.
Yes.
So it was such a good movie.
But yeah, it showed that friendship is most important at the end, which is what I really liked.
And also Jamal, the hairdresser, when he didn't finish Keke, the hairdresser, he didn't finish off
the hair,
and left her walking around with half of her hair done.
Yeah, it was
How could he do my sis like that?
This is girl. The what is this? Damn. Yeah, you see this girl? Unprofessional.
You know what's professional? An updo. Wrap that shit in a ponytail and go.
And I also feel like it also shows you like how women tend to like fall out with like good friends over guys, because remember they had like that big massive argument over the guy.
But I like that they ended up coming back together.
Yeah,
that was really good. Like they literally made it through the struggle. But if you guys haven't seen it, make sure to definitely check it out.
I feel like the whole film just shows you like different circumstances in life and stuff like that, and how you can deal with it and get through them. And I just liked how Alyssa in the film, she was very positive about everything, even though Keke was getting so annoyed half of the time, but Alyssa was just always like that friend to just be positive, like things will get better. So I feel like it's important to have friendships like that.
Yeah.
And also, when the landlord took out all of their things and they was sitting on the couch and the new neighbour, Bethany, came out, she asked how much was the painting, and SZA was about to say it's free. And then Keke told her it was £300, and that's what gave them the idea to sell the paintings to get back their rent money.
Yeah, so don't downplay your talent.
Your
guys.
talents, yeah.
So when we went to go see One of Them Days together, the whole of GIRLVRSE, I feel like we hadn't been out together in a couple of weeks. So it was a really nice experience, just getting ready, taking pictures with the girls, talking, and then getting to see a movie with two black female leads.
Yeah,
I feel like that was really nice to see, because that's not something that you see every day, especially in Hollywood.
Yeah,
so it's nice seeing yourself reflected in what you're watching.
I definitely think it's a movie to go and watch with your girls.
Definitely.
You want to laugh.
You want to laugh.
Night.
You just want
Definitely
to have a girls'
cute
night.
girls' night. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like within the movie, it's so many topics to explore, but the one that stuck out to me was mental health, especially within like the black community and black women. So what did you guys think about it?
Definitely, I agree with that, because I feel like even in the real world, there's a lot of stereotypes around the whole angry black woman trope. But I feel like Alyssa's character, which was played by SZA, it really showed like a more vulnerable side, and how like even your house can reflect your mental health. Because you remember Alyssa's house was literally a mess. Her shoes were everywhere, her paintings were everywhere. Like her surroundings were literally reflecting her mental state. Yeah, the ceiling was falling down. But it's like she always had that friend there to support her and somebody that understood her. And obviously going with your friends as well, it just like reflected that, which I really liked. Obviously the main theme of the movie was that they were in a pickle when it came to their finances, and they needed a way to find the money. And I kind of like how it was like a journey taking them through that, and they were able to
and
actually
there were so many obstacles.
Yeah, there were so many obstacles.
She even tried to get the shoes off the
thing. But
and then the blood donor thing, like she tried to give blood and then it just ended up splattering everywhere. Like they literally did everything.
Yeah. But I like the message of how every time they got knocked down, they literally got back up and tried to make it work.
And kept them going.
And they were together as well. So it's a really good message of like not to give up even when you don't think that there's any light at the end of the tunnel.
So it's always more than one way to solve a problem. I like that.
But then if you actually deep it, they made money off the paintings, of her paintings that she was doing every day. So like basically it was right in front of
Under her nose,
It was right in front of her, but they tried everything else. But they didn't think about what was right in front of them.
Like they didn't.
They underestimated.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to think out the box.
If we had 24 hours to make the 1,500, what would we do?
Ooh.
I feel like I would probably busk on the street, like do a little singing, do a little dancing.
No, but people be giving you like 50p with that thing. You're not gonna make 1k.
I think I'll just make like cakes.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just sell some.
I never see you in the kitchen. What type of cakes
cakes
are you
selling?
selling? I'm not getting us out the hood.
I'm gonna sell some cakes and lemonade.
Wait, I don't understand why. Oh no, they couldn't take out a loan because of their credit, and it was just take out a loan.
Yeah,
quickly.
you can't.
Good. Oh my god, what would I do? I would give blood, but I guess they did that in the film, yeah.
And then they splattered them.
Yeah, but realistically, you could give blood, or you can sell your eggs, but that's a bit much.
Or like quickly find somebody so you could be a surrogate to their child.
What, in 24 hours?
24 hours.
Something.
The baby's not born in 9 months.
No, but they give you the money beforehand.
Okay, then when you have to have the baby.
But I don't think it's a 24-hour process.
Yeah, you think of things to do in a day. I feel like I would just sell like an expensive bag on Vinted.
Yeah, but in her circumstance, I don't think they did have that. Or I think they would have done it.
Maybe you sell a friend's bag on Vinted.
So steal.
So guys, out of the two main characters, Alyssa and Drew, who can you relate to?
I feel like I can relate to Alyssa because not in terms of like the whole man situation, whatever, but just like the more positive aspect. Despite so many things going on, she always had a positive like mentality. So I feel like I'm really like that. I'm very positive, and I might not have it now or might not get it now, but I know that eventually it'll be done. So like I feel like in terms of that mentality, I feel like I could see myself a bit in her.
I agree.
I feel like I'm more Drew. I feel like I think about things so much, and like I just feel like Drew was more of a problem solver. Like she was more like thinking about things more logically. So I would say I relate to Drew because as much as I liked Alyssa's positivity, she was a bit too laid back because they were about to be evicted that same day, and you gave your rent money to a man.
But that's what I'm saying. Not in terms of the man situation, no.
But definitely like the problem solver aspect. I feel like I relate to Drew in that sense. But I do like Alyssa's optimism.
Yeah.
I feel like in the same aspect of like positivity and stuff, I relate to Alyssa, but also a bit of Drew, so a bit of both.
Yeah, a bit of both. I think. Yeah, I think a bit of both.
Okay, so based on the situation with Drew and Alyssa, with Alyssa losing the money and Drew basically compromising to get it back, I think I'm that type of friend that will just stick by my friend, and we're just gonna have to solve this together, and we're just gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get this money.
I feel like yes, but I definitely will tell you like, what are you doing? Like,
it gets to a point.
Like
she was pushing my buttons.
I would definitely like tell her like, basically she shouldn't be doing stuff like that. But then eventually it's not just your home as well, it's mine as well. So we're gonna have to get this money one way or another. And also like, you shouldn't let either money or men or any of those things come between your friendship. So eventually you would have to like just stick together. But yeah.
No, I agree. It's hard in those types of situations though. Like, you can't just even though that happened to Drew, you can't just complain up front because complaining does absolutely nothing. So you just gotta get to work, get the money, and then complain about it after.
But I feel
And
like
also she will learn from her mistake as well because she knew all of the things that they went through to get the money.
yeah, and I also feel like it actually shows you women can be hustlers too, you know, because I feel like in that kind of like scenario, it's usually like the men that's like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to. So it just shows you like women are hustlers too, and they can get the bag too.
The thing is though, Drew literally nearly lost an amazing job opportunity because of this whole mess that Alyssa drew her into. So me personally, I don't know, I'm not saying that I would cut her off, but I would probably move out. I wouldn't be living with somebody that does money decisions like that. Like that's
no, definitely. But I feel like with that being said, on the other hand though, like a bigger blessing was on the other side, because at the end of it, the woman still ended up giving her the job. Like
I know, but we didn't know that was gonna happen. That's crazy.
She was too inconsiderate and
she didn't care about
no. She was very inconsiderate, but I feel like in certain circumstances it can change the person. Obviously the guy being just a liar, he was probably a manipulator and all that stuff. And didn't he lie that he didn't take the money at first?
I think something like that.
He lied and he said that he invested it in a t-shirt company or a clothing brand.
But I feel like Alyssa was just too ditzy. Like I liked her character, but it actually got to a point where it just seemed like she didn't care about whatever her friend had done. How are you gonna fight at my corporate job?
Yeah, that's crazy. But to be fair, it was actually that.
And you're calling my name though. Just be quiet, take the beat.
She could have ran around the corner and got beat up or something. Like, don't scream in front of the job that you know could potentially pay off this rent.
Bear in mind, it was going to benefit her if she got the job as well. So I didn't understand that.
It's true. But would she have got paid that day though?
No, but it would have helped them in the long run because Alyssa wasn't working.
Yeah, but they needed to get that money like that day. So
no, but I'm just saying, I feel like she wasn't being short-sighted. Yeah.
No, I completely understand that, to be fair.
Be devil's advocate for a minute.
But I feel like everything works out in the end.
So this is another question I wanted to ask you guys. Do you guys feel pressure to hide your emotion as a black woman?
Not really. I don't feel like that. I feel like nowadays, it's just normal to talk about your feelings despite your colour.
Yeah, I feel like the generation we're in now, you can be more open.
You can be
maybe
more
20 years ago it wasn't as easy, but I'm also somebody that's not really somebody that's going to be overly emotional in public, especially like the setting. If I'm in like an office space or an interview or something serious, like I'm very like withdrawn. I know how to act for the environment. But obviously sometimes your emotions get the better of you, so I understand in it. But as a black woman, there's always going to be certain labels that are going to be put onto you regardless of how you act.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, in that situation with Drew and Alyssa, I feel like I have a friend that has been through a lot with me, Choux. We've actually grown up together and
we've been through very different scenarios, circumstances.
Like the times that we're living in now, we used to pretend that we lived in this time.
Yeah.
Like for example, when we couldn't afford business class flights, we'll find seats at the back of the flight and we'll lay down and say, yeah, this is our business class. And we actually brought up the other day, like, it's actually mad that we fly business class now, but we actually like make
back
jokes.
In the day we used to just
make
like
jokes that we're on a business class flight.
We're just so childish.
Manifestation, guys.
Yeah, we manifested. Now we actually can.
Now we're actually on the business flight.
I feel like the fashion and the makeup was very on theme with the show. However, I personally wouldn't wear any of those outfits, especially the one when after the blood splattered.
Yeah, they have to get the outfits from
that yellow.
It was given like the 80s. I wasn't sure about that. Yeah.
But I guess that just goes with the theme though, like of the.
It's very like America Compton like vibes.
Like Keke's like braids and stuff like that.
I really like SZA's makeup though.
Yeah,
her hair was given.
But I feel like SZA's hair and makeup is how she normally does it.
Yeah,
it always gives like nature. Ethereal queen.
Like boho.
And I feel like that's why like she was perfect for this film because that's actually her vibe.
It seems like that's her personality.
Yeah, because I don't really see SZA in like you know, like designer flashy stuff. Like she's more like earthy.
Yeah.
Earthy.
I personally felt like it was really good, and I really like how they captured female friendship. So that's definitely a plus for me. I don't really have any critiques, to be honest.
I feel like there should have been more to the story.
Yeah, to the ending.
I feel like the ending was just very like happy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I wanted to see more of the relationship between Keke and the firefighter guy, but obviously maybe there'll be a sequel, I don't know.
I feel like they definitely need to do a part 2 because I feel like there's still so much more to the story. Like, what happened to
what about our art career?
Like what happened? Like, you know, I just feel like it just ended very quickly. But I guess that's a good example of a very good film because it's like a cliffhanger.
It leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
I want to invite our viewers to comment down below in the comment section if you've had one of them days, something crazy has happened. Just let us know because we'll be reading through them.
And we will try to solve your dilemma.
Give you advice on how to deal with one of those damn days.
I mean, I did meet this one guy at the party. He has his own gallery. And he asked me if I would be down to do a pop-up series.
Girl, that's huge. Congratulations.
I didn't say yes.